for Uncle Matt's bedtime story.
Hello everybody, it's Uncle Matt and I'm here to read you another bedtime story. And today we're going to celebrate National Worm Day, and it's a book, National Worm Day by James Stevenson. Now in my research, I wasn't actually able to find a national or international worm day, but I did find that there is a National Gummi Worm Day, and that's what we'll celebrate today. And that date is for July 15th, 2022. So imagine gummy worms when you're reading this story with me. National Worm Day. This story was copyright in 1990. Yeah, it's an older book. Has one of these things where you could put the library card in here, and kind of old school. And this book has 3 chapters, which we will read. They're not long chapters. All right. Chapter 1, National Worm Day. "What's your hurry, Herbie?" asked Amelia. "It's National Worm Day," said Herbie. "Got to rush." "What happens on National Worm Day?" asked Amelia. "We elect a president," said Herbie, "and we sing the Worm National Anthem." Herbie vanished into the earth. "Where's Herbie?" asked Don. "Below," said Amelia. "It's National Worm Day." "I hear singing," said Don. "Does it sound like worms?" asked Amelia. "I think so," said Don. "What are they singing?" asked Amelia. "Shh," said Don. "I'm trying to hear." Amelia waited. "I think I've got it," said Don. "Deep in our earth, so wondrous," she sang, "with dirt above us and under us." "That's lovely," said Amelia. Herbie came up. "Did you hear our national anthem?" he asked. "It was very moving," said Don. "What's next, Herbie?" asked Amelia. "The worm parade," said Herbie. "Got to go. I love a parade," said Don. "Me too," said Amelia. "Well, come on down and watch," said Herbie. Don and Herbie went below, and Amelia was left alone. Amelia waited and waited. At last she started home. "Forward march," she said. Da-dum, 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 dum, dum. When Amelia got home, she began to sing. "Hail to thee, O mighty snail, O mighty snail, to thee we hail." Along came Herbie and Don. "What's that beautiful song?" asked Herbie. "It's the snail national anthem," said Amelia. "I didn't know you had one," said Don. "We do now," said Amelia. Chapter 2, Rupert. Rupert was sitting alone by the water, thinking how nice it would be to have some friends. Just then a fish jumped up. "Wow," said the fish. Then the fish flopped back into the water. A few minutes later a frog hopped up. "How about that?" he said. Then he hopped away. Soon a turtle crawled out of the water. He looked at Rupert. "They're absolutely right," said the turtle. "Who's right?" asked Rupert. "The fish and the frog," said the turtle. "What did they say?" asked Rupert. "They said if I came over here, I'd see somebody really big and ugly," said the turtle. "They did?" said Rupert. "Nothing personal," said the turtle, and he crawled away. Rupert looked at his reflection in the water. "I guess they have a point," he said. "I'd better get used to being alone." Oh, he walked away from the water. Just then a beetle ran up to Rupert. "Hey, pal," he said, "I need help." "You do?" said Rupert. "I'm looking for somebody big and brave," said the beetle, "preferably with 2 horns." "I have 2 horns," said Rupert. "Why, so you do," said the beetle. "I need someone who can bellow and scare people who squashes whatever he sits on." "I bellow a little," said Rupert, "and sometimes I squash things by mistake." "What's your name?" asked the beetle. "Rupert," said Rupert. "Mine's Lester," said the beetle. "Want to be a real friend?" "Probably," said Rupert. "A couple of crummy gophers are chasing me," said Lester. "All you have to do is bellow when I tell you to bellow." Like this, said Rupert. He bellowed. Even louder, said Lester. Here they come now. There he is, cried the Gophers, that sneaky, creepy, nasty beetle. Hi, fellas, said Lester. Meet my old friend Rupert. Friend, said a gopher. You don't have any friends. Bellow, whispered Lester. Now. Rupert bellowed. The gophers went flying. Nice bellow, said Lester. So long. Don't you want to play for a while? Asked Rupert. With you, said Lester. You got to be kidding. And he hurried away. An hour later, Lester ran by him again. Help, he said. A big raccoon is after me. Could you give me another bellow? I'm pretty busy, said Rupert. Maybe tomorrow. And he watched until the raccoon and Lester were out of sight. Chapter 3. Herbie and Rupert and Don. Herbie and Don were taking a nap when Rupert walked by overhead. The earth shook. Herbie and Don woke up. It's Rupert again, said Herbie. Rupert is a pain, said Don. You woke us up, Rupert, said Don. You made the earth shake, said Herbie. That's what happens when I walk, said Rupert. The earth shakes and the trees tremble. We know, said Herbie. What happens when you walk, Herbie? Asked Rupert. Not much, said Herbie. I go shaloop, shlush, shaloop, shush, shaloop, shush. I don't even hear that, said Rupert. Nobody does, said Herbie. That's what's so special, said Don. When I sit, said Rupert, I squish or squash whatever I sit on. Big deal, said Don. When I bellow, said Rupert, the whole world hears me. Rupert bellowed. In addition to everything else, said Rupert, I am terribly handsome. You are, said Don. For a rhino I am, said Rupert. Oh, said Don. We can do one thing you can't do, Rupert, said Don. Oh, yeah, said Rupert. What? If we think somebody is a royal pain, said Don, we can just disappear. How? Asked Rupert. Watch, said Don. Dirt flew, then Herbie and Don were gone. All he did was dig a hole, said Rupert to himself. I can do that. He started to dig. Rupert dug and dug. Suddenly his tusk got stuck. Rupert wiggled this and that, but he could not get loose. What are you doing, Rupert? Asked Herbie. I was going to disappear, said Rupert. Now I'm stuck. Why didn't you bellow for help? Asked Herbie. Nobody would want to help me, said Rupert. That's true, said Herbie. You know, Rupert, said Don, there's another way, another thing we can do that you can't do. We can unstick stuck rhinos. If we want to, said Herbie. Do we want to, Herbie? Asked Don. Sort of, said Herbie, a little. Okay, said Don, let's dig. Rupert watched. Pretty soon his tusk was almost free. Look out, cried Don. I think he's starting to lean. Run, cried Herbie, and Rupert crashed. Boom! Thank you, said Rupert. You're welcome, said Don. Is there anything I can do for you? Asked Rupert. You could practice walking lightly, said Don, so the earth doesn't shake and the trees don't tremble, said Herbie. You could learn to bellow softly, said Don, and sit down very carefully, said Herbie. Walk like this? Asked Rupert. That's the way, said Herbie. Shall I try a bellow? Asked Rupert. Go right ahead, said Herbie. Rupert made a very small sound. Was that too loud? Asked Rupert. Was what too loud? Asked Herbie. Herbie and Don went to finish their naps. I'm sitting down now, called Rupert, and I haven't squashed a thing. Way to go, Rupert, cried Herbie. Can we play again soon? Called Don. as soon as we all wake up," said Rupert, and they all fell asleep. The end. Again, celebrating National Gummi Worm Day today. That's all the time we have for Uncle Matt's bedtime story. I hope you enjoyed that story, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.